Hey you folks, this is Mark Nielsen from MyDailyRoast.com. Now it's February 23rd, 2010, and today's show is brought to you by Squishy Capital Building Makers. You know what? If ever you're frustrated with government, if ever you're angry at your representatives for spending all your money and not caring a bit about what you think, you just grab one of these bad boys right here, pretend Congress is in session, and squish away. I'm telling you folks, this has made me feel so much better. Every time I'm frustrated with government, I just grab this Capitol building, I pretend Congress is in session, and I just squish it away. So, you know what folks? Go and invest in one of them. You will not regret it. Now, I'm going to talk today about the Tea Party movement. But before I do, I have to make a personal confession. I know many of you who have been watching my videos are probably thinking to yourselves, where is this guy's iconic mustache? You know, I've had a mustache for quite a while, and today, as you can tell, I have a naked upper lip. But let me explain. Look, I'm still a mustache apologist. I believe in the power of the mustache. I think the mustache symbolizes masculine virility. It symbolizes, personal sophistication, wisdom, all those other things, all wrapped into one. I love the mustache. I'm still a big fan of the mustache. But folks, there is something even more manly in the universe than having a mustache on your face, and that is having a happy wife at home. Look, my wife since day one did not like my mustache. In fact, she hated it, and she always indicated that I looked like a child molester. I mean, guys, it became unbearable, but I held strong till the end. When finally, to put it bluntly, Vanessa had to convince me to shave my mustache in a way only a woman could do. And as a result, folks, I gave in and I shaved my mustache. But like I said, while having a mustache made me as manly as you can possibly imagine, I have increased my manliness by making my wife happy. Making the woman in your life happy is even a greater indication of your personal manliness, your masculine virility, your testosterone. So folks, look, mustaches are great. I'm still advocating every man grow a mustache. Don't just covet other people's mustaches. Have your own. But if your wife doesn't like it, you can still be a man by having to shave it off. So anyway, moving on, I want to talk about the Tea Party movement. Folks, I have to say, I'm not a member of the Tea Party protests. I've never been a Tea Party protester, but I'm completely confused by the way in which the mainstream media portrays the Tea Party movement. Folks, this is a movement that's been around for almost a year now. And as I said, I'm an outsider. I've never been as a protester. I've just been as a media member, interviewing these people and getting to know what they're all about. And I have to say, this is a movement that's a grassroots movement that's been, it's been present in almost every American city that I can think of. Individuals coming together and protesting about taxes and government spending. I mean, what is more American than that? I'm just tired of listening to the mainstream media talk about this movement as if it was simply motivated by racism or by, a desire to destroy the government. What's more American than protesting about taxes? Folks, that's like what motivated our founding fathers. I understand where these people are coming from. These are average, everyday Americans, and they're worried about the direction which their nation is heading. They're nonpartisan. While they might align themselves with a lot of Republican candidates, I have met Democrats, I have met Libertarians, I have met Republicans, I have met fierce conservatives, I have met even progressives at these movements. And folks, this is not a partisan thing. This is not just simply one party pushing an agenda. This is millions of Americans across the United States letting their voices be heard. And I'm sick of listening to these media types, these lofty, overinflated, arrogant media people like Keith Olbermann coming out and trying to dig up those racist roots of this movement. Folks, how does government taxation, how does overspending all of a sudden equate with racism? Did that make all of our founding fathers motivated by some underlying theme of racism to protest the Stamp Act? I mean, honestly, folks, this is about as American as it gets. And I'm sick and tired of listening to the mainstream media find these nut jobs. Look, nut jobs exist in every movement, all right? I have been to protests, millions of protests. Well, probably not millions, but I've been to lots. And you know what? There's always a nut job in the group. There's always a nut job in the mix. But they continually focus on this small number of nut jobs. Folks, I have interviewed so many people in the Tea Party movement for these projects that I'm working on. And I have never once, in my personal experience, that's not to say they don't exist, but I've never once met someone that I thought was motivated by racism. And I don't like racism. It's lame. I mean, honestly, who likes racism? But this is what the mainstream media is doing. They're taking labels like racist, homophobia, and all these other things that they love to throw out there, and they slap it on this Tea Party movement as as to discredit the entire movement. Because we all know, as Americans, most Americans, rational thinking people, don't like racism. But when you slap a label like racism on something, you automatically want to distance yourself from that thing. So if they can make the whole Tea Party movement look like they're motivated by racism, that they're all just a bunch of white supremacists, you know, a lot of America will distance themselves from that movement. But the thing they don't understand is this. This isn't just a group of extremists. These are normal, average, everyday, mainstream Americans that are protesting these things. Folks, I have met these people. These people are doctors, lawyers, they're teachers, they're garbage men. These are people from every walk of life protesting the same issue. So as the media tries to discredit this movement, tries to slap, you know, derogatory labels on the Tea Party movement, they're going to find that they are just going to alienate more and more Americans. And that is just, I think, what, you know, fuels their fire. Look, folks, these guys are arrogant elitists, and they hate watching average, everyday Americans make a difference. So what do? They discredit the movement, they get frustrated, they try to find everything bad they can and try to change your opinion about the Tea Party protesters. What they don't realize is most of the platform of the Tea Party is in line with what a majority of Americans feel about government. Most Americans are angry at government. Most Americans are sick of the establishment. They're sick of the elitists. And unfortunately, that's how the media identifies themselves. So look, folks, if you glean anything today, get one of these, grow a stash, please. Or if you don't have one, continue listening to your wife. And finally, you know, go to a Tea Party protest and see what it's all about. It's not this awful movement, you know, inspired by white supremacists. This is all about government taxation and overspending. So you know what? Go do it. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, this is Martin Nielsen signing off.